By a vote of 2-0, Patrick, you are safe.
Whoa.
No, it's okay.
You're so iconic. Just the fact that that's so iconic.
He was just against the wall. I've been at once and my head hurts. So I've been one. That's a good job.
Are we all okay?
All right, here's how the Final Four HOH competition works. You each have a block of 9 bricks in front of you and 2 sticks. Keep your hands in the painted region. You have to, using these sticks, transport these bricks onto your sawhorse. They're equidistant from the table, I promise. Okay, a couple rules. Whenever you are moving it, give me a sec. Whenever you are moving it, whenever you're moving
So when you're moving it.
If you're moving.
Whenever you're moving it, the brick must stay between the sticks. You cannot do this maneuver. This is illegal.
Got it.
Okay?
It's got to hold.
It has to be between.
Got it.
Another important rule: if it hits the ground, you're allowed to pick it back up with your hands to bring it back to the table. Okay? Once that you put it on, it is not there permanently. If you knock your brick off of your sawhorse, it has to go back to the table. 3, 2, 1, begin.
His hand in the painted regions.
You know what, guys? Apparently that's how we come.
Okay.
Noah is the only player to get a brick to the sawhorse. Noah really good, or is it really bad?
Go ahead and dream it. You're gonna help me win.
And Noah has it and wins the Final Four HOH competition. Alright, let's get to preliminary nomination. Alright, it is the Final Four nomination ceremony. Noah, you just won Head of Household. Who are you going to nominate?
Pick a number 1 through 10.
12.
3.
7.
That's not through 10.
12. I stand firm at $12.
7.
What'd you say? 3. The number was 4, so Patrick can.
Dude, you picked the game you know I couldn't win, dude.
Alright. And you will be balancing a ping pong ball to your bucket over there. First of 2 wins. If you drop it, you have to go all the way back. Any questions? Alright, and go.
Give me that.
Alright.
Let's go! Close. Wait, it's 2, right?
Yep, it's 2.
Oh, God, if I popped up like
Patrick
that,
wins the power of veto.
I would have felt like a total jackass. Like, I still feel like a jackass, but like a total.
Here we are at the Final Four veto and eviction ceremony. I'll explain how it goes as we go. Alright, first, Patrick, you won the power of veto. What are you going to do with it?
Emily, I wish I had 2 of these jokers, but definitely gonna use it on myself. So.
Alright, goodbye. Unfortunately, Josh, you are the only available option. Please have a seat. Alright, so Emily and Josh, you are the final nominees for the Final Four. Here's how this portion of the game will work. Patrick has the only vote here, so you will each get a chance to talk with him one-on-one in the HOH room. Then we will come back here, he will address you both, and evict one of you, face to face.
What do you think?
You never know.
You want to get Emily out? I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, I think we can beat
low key, I'm not gonna lie. I think we're the biggest threats.
There's no doubt. That's why this worked out
I know,
perfect.
and I don't think that she will beat us. I literally ran it over my head.
Bro, I'm telling you.
He is way more mental than she is.
I'm telling you, bro, the best decision for me and you to make it to the very end is me, you, and him.
But I've been working with her more than I've been working with him. I don't know if cutting her right now is going to be good for my view of the jury. Because I'm going to be honest, I feel like I have a lot of like bad blood in the jury. So like if I can say that like I was loyal to the people who were loyal to me and like us three was the core, then I can use that to my advantage. And I know that, and like if I win the HOH, final HOH, I am taking you, Noah. I am taking you. We have a 2 out of 3 shot no matter who we go against.
And I just think we beat it.
But I have a much better case for myself. And I'm not gonna lie. You have more comps than me. You have a lot of other things. Like, I think I've been playing a good game, but yours is definitely more flashy. Like, not gonna lie. Yours is definitely more flashy. Like, socially, I've been more flashy, but your gameplay has been more flashy. So, like, this is something that I can be like, say what you want about me, but if I told you that it was me and you, down to the end, like, I had it. And you were the 2 people that I was in.
But what are you gonna do when you win? And you choose me, it's just gonna piss her off as you can show her final 2.
Okay, well then at that point, that's okay. But like right now, I think cutting her now, and then him winning, and like flipping a coin between us, you know, it's just not.
Yeah, the only thing I look at is, you said you've been working with her the entire game too. So if she wins, she automatically picks you. If he wins, he flips a coin, we both have a chance. And I see how it's better for your game.
Yeah, I know, and I'd like, you're too smart to like overlook that, but I mean like,
Yeah, that's what you want.
you know,
It's up to you.
You had the HOH, so you were safe this week no matter what. Like, I got the veto, so like I feel like this is like where
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't want it to come off this way, but like, you know, sometimes like I wouldn't have been upset if it was me and you would have taken Laura, because she would have taken you 100% over me, you know?
I would take you to the final round.
No, I know, and I'll take you too. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
But Laura would have taken you. You know what I mean?
Don't tell them.
Yeah.
I was
No,
saying-
dude, come on, dude. I wasn't born.
Also,
Hey, I was born at night, but not last night.
I feel like it's gonna be me and Sal.
I think it's gonna be me because I think that he's not thinking friendship-wise now. He's thinking like, in the end, if him versus someone was there, who would the jury vote? So I feel like it just depends on who he does that way, honestly.
I see what you mean.
So
I don't know. I can see him going both ways, like thinking about who he liked more, who he communicated more with, or maybe who he's gonna compete, like, you know, better against against the jury. We'll see, man.
we'll see.
We'll see.
I was kind of crying. We'll see.
But either way, I'm happy.
Same. Love you
We
long
made
time.
it. Oh, long time. We made
We
it.
thought we were getting out first and second round,
Yeah.
so at least
Look
we
at us
made
work.
it here.
Yep.
Wow.
Now look at us. Looking
Look
like
at
Boo Boo
our-
and the Fool.
Baby.
This is gonna be so funny to tell.
I don't
Such a
even
story.
care. This is a comeback story of a lifetime.
Oh, I was
I thought
nominated.
I was going.
I was nominated first.
You were on the block the first
First.
week.
Yeah. Now I'm on
I
the
can't
last
just. I just
top
can't
and
wait for my
block.
parents to watch this. Mom and Dad, love you back at home. Hey Ray and Megan, hope y'all are doing well.
I really thought I was coming home. I thought they were gonna pick me up. Can I beat her though? Can I beat him though? Holy shit, I'm gonna have to talk my ass off, but I've been talking this whole time, so. Hello?
Hello, what's up? What's up?
What's that?
So what's on your mind? What's on your mind?
I mean, my thing is like, whoever I bring to the final 3, I just want like complete reassurance that like you would pick me because like, to me, I just want to better my odds. And if I have the person I bring taking me, then like I'm confident in bringing them.
Right.
So like I'm basically just gonna propose that, and like, how do you like? Do you have any points like against her? Because if you do, like, if there's ever a time to tell me,
Yeah.
now it's time, because like I'm gonna be straight with you. Like, I don't know how loyal she's been with you, but like me and her have been super close.
Yeah.
So like, if there's like something that y'all did that I didn't know about, then that'd be something to tell me, because I just want to know.
Right. Me and Emily came in here already me and Emily started the Final Four. It was me and Emily, and then Noah came along, and then that's when we tagged you along as well. So me and Emily, we've been like loyal to each other since the start. I would say just try to think about who do you think you would have a better shot against.
I mean, and on one hand, I'm like, Emily has a lot of like big orchestrating moves.
Yeah.
But also like you backdoor Dee, like that was like your move. Like
right.
Honestly, like we were in on it, but like you
were
the man that pulled it. So it's like it's just one of those situations where like I'm definitely just gonna be like probably look at you too, and then make like a decision. I don't have like any straight like it's no ill will. I'm gonna tell her the same thing. Like if I don't end up taking it, it has nothing to do with like you or.
No, I understand. We got to this point.
Hey,
we got to this
honestly,
point. I'm happy.
I went to DR before y'all voted, and I was like, if they cut me, I still had a great time.
Yeah.
You know, made some good friends, and I made it to the top 5. That's pretty much as much as you can ask for, you know.
Definitely.
But yeah, I mean we're good.
Yeah. I mean I can't really tell you anything. You do you.
I appreciate you. I appreciate the way you play this game. It's really like super lax and very like go with the flow, and it's like it's actually benefited me because I feel like you haven't been like go with the flow in like a floater way. You've been going with the flow with like if your moves need to be made, you're there, and I appreciate that so much.
Yeah, I mean you know what you gotta do. I can't change your mind. You do. Play the game like you gotta play it. That's what I do.
I respect you.
Patrick vetoed himself out, meaning that I had to stand in. Really weird because me and Emily were banking on being in the final 3. We said it from the start, but looks like that's not the case. So I don't know. Patrick told me that he's just gonna like look and just say a name pretty much. I 110% respect Patrick, but if there's nothing that I could say to like really like change his mind. I'm just happy to have gotten this far because I didn't even expect that. Much love. I came here, made moves. If anything, I probably made the craziest moves in the game. Helping get out James, pretending like I was in a thing with James, which I actually was in a thing with James. I wouldn't say an alliance, it's more of just like an understanding. But having him believe that he was one of my number ones, keeping this alliance under wraps, like no one knew about it, and then getting Dee out, getting Laura out, trying to help Cecile stay in the game. I don't know, I just think I've made a bunch of power moves that like I'm very proud of, so yeah, we'll see how it goes.
They both take me, so I...
What's up, bitch?
Bitch.
How are you? Oh, my favorite cameraman. Hi.
Alright, so I basically told Noah about like the reason I would take you is because I think you would take me.
Okay.
Like, is that like okay?
I guess so, yeah.
I mean, like if I took you and you won and you didn't take me, I'd be like hurt just because like.
Wait, I'm confused.
No, like if it's Josh right now, like I would just need like you to just tell me like it would be me and you if you won.
If I won what?
Final HOH.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I knew that. I just wanted to ask.
Yeah.
I'm kind of reading. I'm reading the same thing I read Josh because I don't want to be like.
I think that Noah thinks that if it came down to me and him, that I would choose him.
Really?
Personally, I think if it was me, you, and Noah, I think if Noah won, he would choose you. But I think that Noah thinks that
I think we're all good enough players to where after the win, we're gonna sit down and we're gonna count out the votes because like it's
Really?
well. I mean, I don't
Like, count out the votes?
like think like man, who could I?
We're not together.
Yeah. What the hell? How would that work?
Oh,
We'd be
I thought you
no.
were like us
We
passing
would be
out,
like
be like,
drafting
well,
votes.
you'll have 4
No,
votes. And
I'm
I
just
was
saying.
like,
But
what's that gonna get us?
like, you showed me that loyalty last week. I got you.
Last week? You mean 20 minutes ago?
Alright, we're good. Hey, give me a hug.
Get up.
You got it's a two-way, love is a two-way street.
What did you just do with the camera?
I did this, that's literally all I did.
All right, it is finally time for the Final Four eviction. Patrick, you have the sole vote to evict. Emily and Josh have both gotten the chance to speak with you, and now you must evict one of them.
You know, I really wish we had a nickname for our alliance because we've been together for a long time. I
We
feel like
never
it's
came up with
I thought it was
one.
the Fab Four.
Fab
but
Four.
now that I
You
say
know
it-
what? Trademark it in our final hour as a cohesive unit, the Fab Four. I'm really just gonna have to base this on who I was working with for the longest time, and like it's nothing personal. Like I have nothing but love for both of you. I mean, all three of you. I feel like this game just wouldn't have been as fun. I wouldn't have made it as far if I didn't make the alliances that I'd made. And so, I mean, I'm sorry, Josh. I have to evict you.
All right, Josh, you have been evicted from the Big Brother house. Thank you for playing.
All up, baby, all up. Fab Four.
We made it. Probably.
You got this. Thanks. Anytime.
Thanks.
Anytime.
I said no.
I asked Thomas to do it.
One more. Right. Come on, no Valerie.
Why don't you come on now?
Okay.
The final HOH is in 3 parts. The winners of parts 1 and 2 will move on to part 3. Okay? Part 1 is an accuracy circuit. Here's how it works. We'll start off, you'll each get a beanbag. Try to score a beanbag from behind this line. As soon as you score 1 beanbag, you will run on over
In the hole on the board before you continue.
in the hole.
Fab Fest.
Yep. And staying behind this pole, you have to knock down a coup. Both.
I thought you did.
I thought I did too. You have to knock down both of your coup bricks. First person to knock down both their bricks moves on to part 3 of the final HOH. Get ready. In 3, 2, 1, begin.
You kidding me?
Alright, Noah has it.
Who dreams?
So before you are 6 beams. Each beam has 3 clear colors on it. You have to arrange the 6 beams to be 3 vertical. Hey Patrick.
Sorry.
3 vertical and 3 horizontal. And the puzzle is complete when you have them in that configuration, and all of the colors overlap with their own color. Every intersection has the same kind of color. Any questions on how it works? All right, and go.
Wanna, I get it when I wanna, I name it wanna. I got lucky here. Ooh, we lucky out here, boys. Oh, wait. Oh, no. Wanna, I get it when I wanna. I really got lucky. I'm so sorry, Emily.
That was money.
Do I have to pick it up or
You have to put the last one in.
No, but I'm saying I have to pick it up after.
You just tell Taylor you're
Taylor.
All right, and Patrick has it. Sorry, Emily, you're out of the competition. And Patrick, you move on to part 3. Let's head to the living room. Here's how this will work. I am going to ask you 5 questions about the game. The first person to 3 wins. Okay?
Okay.
The answer
Like,
will,
it's just
Best
like,
friends complete.
raise your hand.
no, the answer will be a name or a number. I will ask the question, hold out my hand. You'll come tag me. Do not answer until I acknowledge you. If you get it wrong, you can run back, tag your chair, then come hit my hand again for another go. How many times was Jillian nominated?
12?
No.
12? Bro, is there even 12 weeks? 10?
No.
And then it's 11.
No.
9?
No.
6?
No.
8?
Correct. Point for Noah. Can I have somebody keep score?
I got it. You said 8.
Bro, no, I didn't know.
I thought she said 11 times in a row. I thought I
Point
heard her
for
say
Noah.
She said that, but there's only so many weeks ago.
Oh, I would have been better.
And
How many people were still in the game when Boris leaked your votes?
13.
No.
9?
No.
12.
No.
11.
Correct. We'll wait for Patrick. Next question.
Because it's hard.
Well, because I feel like the quality guesses are worth more than
Yeah, quick guess.
7, 2, 3, huh?
Okay.
Who became HOH as a result of the HOH double cross?
Does the HOH double cross? Oh, wait. I might need to sit back down. Oh, I know it. It's, oh my god, what's his name? Josh.
Correct. Point for Noah.
He didn't say the last name.
Sorry, Josh.
No, Alex. That's
He wasn't in the game.
I'm next. It's a joke.
No.
Okay. Who was eliminated directly after Maddie?
Him.
Yes.
How do you remember?
I didn't remember that.
Huh?
Maddie.
No, there's one Maddie.
No, there was one Maddie.
There's
The other
Josh
one
and
was babysitting.
Oh, yeah.
Last name is really super.
How many times did Jillian vote to evict?
0,
4.
No, no,
1,
no,
7.
no,
7,
6.
no,
8.
no.
I wonder what's happening. Yes.
3.
Correct.
I think it was 5.
Which means Noah is the final head of household. Alright, everyone go to the living room for the final eviction of the season. Alright, it is time for the final eviction. Noah, you are the final HOH and get to evict one of these two competitors. But before you do, they each get one last chance to address you and fight for their life in the game.
Okay.
First off, Mom, Dad, Allah, love you. Everything I do is for you. Family comes first. I'm a family guy, I don't know, what can I say? Again, follow me on social media. It's also my Snapchat. I don't have a Twitter like Jillian does, but that's fine. Alright, bro. I'm gonna cut to the chase. I know I talked a lot all day, but so have you. So I feel like both of us in the final would make this thing go to like 1:30, and that's the move, right? We want to go all night, Big Brother. No, I'm just joking. I've been working with you pretty closely this whole way in the 4-person alliance. It was pretty like back and forth. I'm not. You know what to do. That was terrible. Maybe if I had more time.
That was so good.
You can't possibly do worse than that. Think about that. Think about that. Think about that. Think about the gentleman in that.
I thought you said you couldn't do better. I was like,
No!
okay.
Why would I say that? Yeah.
Hi, Mom and Dad. Look, I made it to the final 3. You guys said I was getting out second, so y'all are wrong. And hi, siblings. We go way back. We were really mean to each other, but obviously it just showed our love for each other. We've been really loyal to us. We've never lied to each other and stuck for each other's back. I'm not going to campaign against Patrick because I love Patrick so dearly, But just do whatever is best for your game, because in the end, this is you and whoever is getting here at the end. But love you no matter what. Thank you.
She had more time.
So I'm just gonna say that I trusted both of you the whole time. I didn't want to trust you to take me or not, so I decided to just win.
Oh.
I'm gonna make this simple. Think of a number 1 through 10.
No, not this again.
12.
No, the number was actually 12.
Oh, that's
But from the second Patrick walked in, I told him let's go to the final 2, and to that I can't not keep that. So I'm gonna take Patrick.
Emily, you have been evicted from the Big Brother house.
Hey, I love you. I love your family.
It's fine.
Love is love. I want the rest.
Okay, here's how this is going to work. Each of the finalists will get a chance to address you, explain their game, say why you should vote for them. Then you will each get a chance to ask them a question, address them, do whatever. You can pass if you want. Then they will be able to give their concluding statements. We'll go vote, and that's how this is going to work. So, this is the final round of Big Brother 17. Congratulations to Patrick and Noah for making it all the way through. Very impressive. A very well played game across the board. I was impressed with pretty much all. I was impressed with all of you. Not pretty much all of you. All of you. So here we go. Patrick, you can go first.
W City?
Yeah.
Damn.
You need to bring it.
My opening, to say I worked my ass off would be beyond an understatement. I was working every single possible angle so that I wouldn't have to rely on my physical ability or my shields around me. I was using my social game and my like very outspoken and very like personable ability to benefit myself in the long run. Like, I feel like if I look at every jury member, as much as this, in my opinion, is kind of deceitful, none of you thought I was against you, and you can't, and I don't think any of y'all can deny that. It's with the exception of maybe Naya, because I did say her name and ended up like voting her out. Like, she could probably say like, I was never.
I knew beforehand.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I was never outwardly spoken against anybody until they became negative towards my game, and I feel like the way that I maneuvered and facilitated myself from the Josh Dulcer vote onward, I feel like I used his, because I'm not gonna lie, I thought me and Josh were playing a pretty similar game as far as like trying to balance everybody. He was just a little too outspoken about it, whereas I was more like behind the scenes. Like, I don't know if you guys had any conversations with me in that period of time, but people were constantly feeding me information. I can 100% confirm that I knew all three powers first. I knew I was having great streams of information coming from all sides of the house. I could list off the powers, all three of them, by the time Josh was evicted, which is top 12. I knew everything that was to be known in this game because of the connections, the relationships I made. I didn't have to rely on comps. Fortunately, I did end up winning comps, and I really had no intention to win comps. If you check my diary rooms, I was throwing pretty hard, I'm not gonna lie. I see myself as a physical competitor, but I can't win that way. That's not how I'm gonna win. If I win that way, I'm too big of a threat. No one takes me to the end. I played this game like I knew would get me to this chair, and I know that some of the things I did, you may not see as like necessary or like I had to do, but I'm here. So I just want you guys to know that I put my all into this game, and I love this game. Thank you.
I mean, I would also say I put all into this game, and for me speaking, did I need to win competitions? I don't really think so. I mean, I think the one competition I needed to win was the final HOH, because I felt like they were taking each other no matter what. So did I need to win? I don't think so. I won the last one. All the other ones, I just decided, you know what? If I can't be beat, why lose? And that's what I did. In terms of social game, he may have known about them first, but the second they were known, yes, he did tell me. And on top of that, I'd like to say I played very truthful. I don't think I really backstabbed anybody. I mean, if I told you I was voting for you, I voted for you. If I told you I was going to keep you safe, I kept you safe as much as I could, with the extent of Cecile. And at the end of the day, like he said, I mean, I put my all into this game. I'm pretty sure, you can fact check me, but I won 5 or 6 vetoes and 4 heads of household. And at the end of the day, I'm just glad to be.
Noah, do you feel like you were ever really on my side in the game? And if so, when did that quit?
Okay, so I believe in terms of me, you, and Laura, I was definitely on board with you and her until the Josh vote. When Cecile had all that stuff, had confronted with Cecile, and she went to you, and the first thing you said was, it was Noah's idea to get you out, which I will own now it was. From that vote, the thing before that, when he was the head of household and I won the power veto, I wanted to backdoor Cecile because I didn't know if I could trust her 100%. And when I heard Josh was saying to other people in this house that it was me, I very quickly manipulated my way into a situation where people could vouch for me that weren't even there with me. People were vouching, saying I never said that when they were never even in the room to say I was there. So for me to put myself, that's kind of how I got through that vote, because he was telling the truth the whole time. But for my game plan, I couldn't have that exposure.
I guess I'll ask this question to both of y'all. So y'all two had an alliance between y'all two. Like, even though it was like the four of us, y'all two knew like y'all were gonna go to the final together, correct?
For the most part.
Yes or no?
Yeah.
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 You,
It just depends.
yeah, just I would just ask the question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, that's just
Because there's gonna be different things.
Okay, so at what point did that start?
I'll go first. That started from the very beginning. We had similar personalities. I knew we could work together. But I tried to position myself at the end of the game, like, your vote. I had no clue. I definitely wanted you to stay because I knew that I couldn't compete in the next head of household. And I knew if you were head of household, you were going to keep me safe. If she won, she would keep me safe. If he won, he would keep me safe. And if he won, he would keep me safe. And so when they blindsided you, that hurt. And to be honest, I tried to convince him to take me, you, and him to the finals because I would have taken you and I knew you would have taken me. So if that makes sense. So yes,
I didn't know that.
we had a final two, but it never really would have been.
Yeah.
Final two. Like he would have taken her over me if he would.
That's
Right.
just that.
Right. No. Yeah.
On that, I want to reiterate that I also did not know about that. They blindsided me. And
That's so
No.
Okay, I think we were all delirious because I can literally tell you, and then you'll see it in the footage.
Yeah.
He brought me into the room and was like, so who are we going for? And I was like, I don't know. And he said your name, and I was like, okay, that's fine. And then I told him, and he was like, okay. And then when we went to go vote, and it was like a 2-1, and then they
were
literally,
shook. We
they
looked at each other
looked
shook.
at each other like, wait, what? And then they looked at us, and they're like, how could y'all do that to us and turn your vote? I was like, you literally told us to vote for her. Like, we thought, it was...
I was very against
It was we literally had no idea. We both thought that we were supposed to vote for the. It was bad.
Yeah, and-
that was literally an
And
accident.
I don't want you to think that like I was playing some angle because I'm gonna be honest, like you scared me because I thought he would take you over me because Noah,
definitely said.
Okay, we're not
No, he
Noah
definitely
and
said.
me, Noah and me's alliance started, in my opinion, to be like a final two when he came to me and said in the laundry room, he said, "Hey, Josh and Emily have a final two. We need to make a final two, solidify it right now." And the reason that I feel like I maybe was like a step ahead of him in the strategy part of this whole alliance was Emily came in right after, and I told her. Like me and Emily were ride or dies all the way. I didn't know him and Josh were that close, but I knew that me and Emily were gonna make it. Like if me and Emily could make it, and I would just argue my case, and I think that I could have proven myself to be a worthy adversary against her. But I don't want you to think that I was the one who orchestrated that vote. I was scared of you because of him. Same reason I was scared of Josh because of her. I don't know. I feel like I positioned myself to where at the final three, I was going. There was no way I wasn't making it to the final after the final three. And I think I did. That was my end goal. Because I would just have hated to get third. I didn't want to leave myself in a position to get third. And I knew that the only way I could do that was with both of them, thinking that I was ride or dies with them. And I think I had to do that to get here. And it's really unfortunate that I had to be deceitful to both of you because I care about you both so much. But that's just what I thought I had to do. I had to get here. And it is necessary. I believe if you play this game as hard as you can, then there's nothing wrong with that.
Hey y'all, congrats. I'm so proud of y'all. I also had final twos with all three of y'all, so you can see that in the diaries later. It was a great time. Very stressful for me.
That's funny.
But yours is my red one.
Right.
Like, they were just there.
Yeah,
you know.
right.
Okay, but question, Patrick. So if you would have won the head of household, would you have chosen me
Yes.
over him?
Yes. You were my finals. He asked me that right when we sat down for this final, and I said, I'm sorry, me and Emily were together from the beginning. Me and Noah, like whenever we talked, it was like magic, like we are pretty much super alike. And so like, I know that if I was in his position, I would be totally like really hurt by me saying that, but I also know that I would respect it. I don't know how close you were with Josh, I didn't know that, so I was like, when I say like I genuinely felt bad every time that you were like, for final two, I was like, yeah, yes, but it was always you. I was always taking you.
So I guess that negates the final three you had with me and Cecile.
What?
I said, I guess the final two you had negates the final three you made with me and Cecile.
Me and Emily did not make a final two in the first 3 weeks because I thought she was too close with him, and I thought that was going to be a detriment to my game. So after Josh Delcerda painted himself as a huge target, was completely whatever to work. And I will totally defend the fact that Noah made a great move in switching that. I was another person who was in James's ear trying to get him to backdoor Cecile because I trusted James. And I was like, I was willing to work with James to get out Cecile because Cecile scared me. Cecile wasn't talking much, and I know Cecile, she loves to talk. So I feel like she wasn't talking to me, she was talking to somebody else. So I was also on board with that.
Cecile was very much loyal to you.
And I know that I had to, throughout the game, cut people who were loyal to me. But whenever I think about the fact that I'm here and I look at the people that I surrounded myself with in the end game, I think a point that I can hang my hat on is the fact that they could have evicted me. This Final Four could have saw me and been like, this dude's gonna win the game. Like, they didn't sit inside themselves and think, who does he have deals with? Because if people would have compared notes, I would have been destroyed. There was multiple instances where I was so terrified that people were in rooms comparing what they thought of my game. And the fact that I had such strong personal relationships with each of these people that they didn't feel the need to divulge these secrets or like how strong that connected we were, to me is a testament to how well I played the social game. I was never anybody's top threat. I did a great job at positioning myself to where I didn't have to win competitions. I've said that before, but like it's just, I really think that I put myself in a good position to win this game. And when it comes to the final three with me and Cecile, in the early game, that was what I was for. But you can attest, we went a good 3 or 4 rounds where I didn't get to talk with you and Cecile.
We talked every round.
We talked every round, but I did not talk to Cecile once. Our talks were super small. She was always like, "This is happening, okay," but like. Whenever I say that I was good with you, I wanted to get Cecile out because she scared me because I wanted to work with just you. I trusted you way more than Cecile. That's why I didn't throw your name out there whenever James was looking for replacement nominees. I was like, Cecile, she scares me. And I had a good working relationship with Hans too, so I was like, I like Miss Dee Dee, Cecile scares me. I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, you would have cut me for Cecile, Cecile would have cut me for you. That's what I thought.
We were both protecting you.
No, I know.
And I went home before Cecile.
No, I know, but that, like, again, that's like outside of my control. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I was. Oh.
Except it was, so you're not making a good argument because that vote, if you would have stuck with me and Hans would have stuck with me, that vote would have been 4-2.
Miss Dee Dee, Noah was playing both sides.
Noah had my back.
Miss
He may
Dee
not
Dee.
have had Cecile,
Miss Dee Dee,
but he was protecting
Miss Dee
me.
Dee, I want you to look at Noah right now in the face, and I want you to have him tell you that he wasn't working a huge angle for our side against you.
I'll say my piece. 100% was. But at the end of the day, I convinced everybody in this alliance to allow me to vote to keep you, to keep my word to you, because I did not want to break my bond unlike he did. So I literally convinced them to allow
No, that is absolutely true.
No, I think that's a great gameplay. But when it comes, if you're arguing to me that I betrayed you, to me,
But did I betray her? Did I vote to evict her?
is a wolf in sheep's clothing worth any more than a wolf? Like I was upfront with Miss Dee Dee. I didn't promise her my vote. I didn't say you have my vote. Like right now, this vote I am voting to keep you. But I would personally, I'm not gonna lie, I would be much more offended by somebody pretending to feign loyalty in order to save face, rather than somebody who's gonna commit to the vote. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm the reason Hans switched on you. I told him, Dee Dee's a sinking ship, we gotta get her out. They came up with this elaborate ruse to have a tie break and have Josh evict you. But I was like, let's not leave it to chance. I'm gonna vote to evict Dee Dee, she needs to be gone. You're a big player, you know that it's nothing but respect, but I think the fact that I was going to one of your closest allies against you, and I was straightforward with my play, I didn't beat around the bush.
Straightforward to everyone but me, because you told me to my face that you were good if Noah voted for me.
Correct. And what's the point?
I said if you had the votes. And
I would like to say,
You left me and said if Noah tells me that he is voting for you,
and he knew I was voting for you the whole time. I told her what.
I just want you to admit
No.
that you can't admit it.
If Noah pulls me outside after that conversation and says,
And says, I said I'm voting for Dee Dee.
quote me, Noah says, I'm voting for Dee Dee to stay, you gotta vote her out. An exact quote. If he doesn't say that, I
You
would
can
have
look up
kept
the film. I'm pretty sure, to be honest, I said I'm keeping Dee Dee to stay. Are you voting Dee Dee out because that was the plan?
And at the end of the day, hey, Alliance, homies, Come on, he was with us.
I was.
So I was actually in the dark for that part. I just did the veto.
So-
but
Yeah,
I thought
Here's
that
my thing.
I
When-
didn't raise this 4-2. I thought it was them two, and then he came to me and was like, "Trust me, it was a plan." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "I was the one that swung the vote. I needed her to think that I was in her corner." That's what he told me.
So when when everybody's on board to vote Dee Dee out, there's nothing I can do at this point. So to save face, I guess, but also more to keep my word, I literally convinced them to let me, because I knew if I would just vote to keep you, they would be suspicious and I wouldn't make it far. So I convinced them to let me vote for you. To keep my word, and yes, to save face, 100%, but to keep my word.
And I'm gonna keep bringing up this point because I gotta drill it home, man. If you would have said, I'm keeping Dee Dee, I wanna keep Dee Dee, I would have voted to keep her.
But how you keep saying when you convinced him before I talked to you to vote her out?
But the thing is, I wouldn't have convinced her.
You convinced him before we talked.
If you would have, but if I was going to
definitely
keep
would've
Miss
worked
Dee Dee,
with them.
why would I let Hans continue as I thought? I'm gonna be honest, Hans was so loyal to you, I had to use every bit of my, like,
Before we
my
talked.
social
Yeah, and then
connection.
I also did it too. I helped with Hans.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank you. But I cannot stress this enough. I feel like that was one of my better plays because it ended up painting. Okay, Noah definitely was our spy on the other side. I was trying to do that, but it didn't work. But I feel like the fact that I was willing to use one of your two closest allies to get you out after being told by my whole alliance that I have to vote this way. And you got to make the tough decisions to get your team to the end. And I feel like I did that, and I did it in a, I'm not going to say straightforward. I didn't walk up to you and say, I'm voting you out. I said what I said about Noah, but if he's going to come up to me and give me a list of fine print about my vote, then I just couldn't rely on that. I'm sorry.
Got it.
My turn. I got voted off pretty, short, not short, but pretty quickly. I think right after him. But I learned a lot. It was a good experience. But I just want to know, when did the unanimous vote come in? Because I understand how I came in kind of hurt my chances because I didn't form an alliance. And even though I know them, I'm not super close to neither one of them. So I was kind of not in a loop with anything, I think, for that reason. But I just wanted to know when was the turning point, because I know she had a power, but what made y'all choose
I mean,
Julian
this is pretty much like a flow of the game. It was you three were on the block, and Laura.
I did what? I didn't hear you.
You three were on the block. You two and
Jillian?
Jillian. I keep wanting to call her Jillian. I feel bad about that. You three were on the block, and at this point, them two were tight, right? So our side of the house, which was the majority 7, that y'all really didn't know about, the majority 7 wanted to have Laura's power at our disposal, and we saw that as a unit. I'm not going to say that was my move because it wasn't my move. We saw that as a bigger asset than keeping you, unfortunately, and we got it. Not fairly easily, but there was tension between them because something had just happened, so we used that to drive a wedge between them, and it just so happens that that vote was it just happened that way. It wasn't anybody's and there was no vendetta against you.
Yeah,
was
it
more
wasn't
because we saw
we're
that
gonna now you're off. We gotta get this girl off. I get it.
Yeah.
But I do think that y'all play a very strategic game, and I think y'all did a good job at balancing out the social aspect and the competitive aspect, because I don't know, I'm very intuitive and I didn't trust anyone. But I did kind of was a little more open-minded with y'all, but now I see why you think and do the things you do, and it blows my mind.
So I tried to be as social and get to know you as best as I could.
Yeah, I was even a little, in the beginning, but
Yeah, and for him to say it was a flow of the game, well, you were only up here because of the secret nomination that went down, and you were the third person up here. And at that point, I think it was Miss Dee Dee. I'm not really sure. Someone drove home the fact that they wanted you to go, and everybody was 9-0, so everybody jumped on board. I don't know if it was Miss Dee Dee or not.
And why did you want me to leave so bad?
Yeah.
every time you get off the block, you would like make comments at us. Like you made like 3 or 4 comments like directly to me, and you're like, "Watch your back, Clay Fisher. I'm watching you." And everyone was like, everyone was like, "She's holding all these grudges. She's gonna remember who voted for her." So then I was like, let's just get her out. And they're like, okay. Like, I promise you, you will hear this in the video. I said it like 3 times. I was like, she literally, I was walking to the room, I think I said it to both of you too. Yeah. We were in, I can tell you, and I literally, I was like, she just said, watch your back, Clayfish.
Oh, yeah.
And he looked at me and he was like, she's out. I was like, she's out.
No one felt you wanted to work with anybody.
Yeah. I wasn't angry. I think y'all just perceived it the wrong way. I'm realizing that y'all perceived my actions in a way that's not. When I was like, watch your back, Clayfish, it was 100% shit talking. But it's all making sense.
So that was me. I apologize.
No, that's fine. I'm done.
I would like to know, right before, I don't know if y'all remember when you talked to me on the stairs and you said you were gonna go plead my case to Noah to try and get him out. And then I went to Noah right after. I want to know from both of y'all what went down in that conversation.
I walked in the room and he said it's Hans. And I said, do you not think we can use him? And like, I don't know if he remembers it specifically, but like, I did it. I had to do this a lot because I was really close with a lot of people who weren't close with people in my alliance. Like you, like nobody knew how close we were. If I had the opportunity, like I literally said in the diary room, like if a competition fell a certain way, I totally think we could have made it farther together. And I was totally like willing to work with you, but it just didn't work out that way. But I was looking for every possible instance to save you, but I wasn't willing to risk my game and risk Noah's trust because at that time, Noah's trust was worth more to me than keeping you in the game, and that's a really unfortunate thing. But he was headstrong to get you out, and I couldn't sway him straight up.
I'll agree. I really, like I said, we had never like talked game and I got a weird vibe that right before I won the spelling competition with KMHOH that if I didn't win, it would be me, you nominating me, and that's what happened. And then somehow, some way, I was able to not only to nominate you and then convince you to give me the power, which gave me another HOH back to back.
We were shook because he literally was the one that put you on the block. And yes, we did vote. It was like everyone voted for you, but like the reason why we voted for you was because he put you on the block and then he gave him the power and then he was HOH again and we were like...
Well, and because right before you came in, she had come to me because of how much trust me and her had. She said, I will volunteer to go on the block because of how much I trust you. And then you walk in and I said, I'll put anybody who you want on the block. And you named 2 names, one of hers raised, and 100% I said, look, I think you can beat Sarah, which I know you couldn't, because of how many votes she had. Dude, I'm so bad with names. I'm sorry, Laura. Did I say her twins?
Gillian.
Sarah.
This is
call her Sarah?
But
Do we have a Sarah?
I knew that she had nominated herself, and so I was able to make you think that I was putting her up because if you wanted it, but only because
he did do that. He did come tell me after. He was like, Laura nominated herself. And Hans said he wants her out. This is nice. And he did that.
Okay, I have one question for Noah. Prior to my eviction, we did have a final 2 deal.
Yes.
How real was that for you?
that was pretty damn real. I mean, you can ask him. And they came in, they wanted to vote you out, and he wanted to vote you out because they didn't trust you. And I told them, I said, no, I want and need her to stay.
All right, thank you, Jerry. I will give them a chance to give their closing statements. Patch, you went first.
Yeah, so I just want to say I do think he played a good game. He really did. Nothing but respect for it. At the end of the day, I won the first 3 vetoes out the gate, which I thought put a target on my back, and still never managed to sit in this chair one time until I won and took him to sit next to me. I also, I mean, I'm just saying not to brag, but I think I 4 head of households and 5 or 6 vetoes, and the only one I really needed was the last one. The first 3 vetoes, I even told Ms. Dee and Cecile, she could tell you, I wanted to win strictly just because I knew I could win it and I didn't want anybody else to have it.
Are you talking about the final HOH? Or what are you
I'm
talking
talking about the vetoes that I have.
about? Okay, for sure.
And yeah, like I said, the only HOH I truly needed was the last one because I knew, he even told me when we were sitting there, he's like, I'm gonna tell you, you had a more flashy, more win game, but also that was also my strategic play because I knew if I was in power, I could make the decisions. And when I was head of household, I nominated 2 people and they came in and we talked about it, but they were always like, it's your HOH, who do you want? So most of the time when I was HOH, I got who I wanted out. I also was able to keep my word for the most part. Was I playing, dipping? Of course, you have to if you want to get this far. But I tried to keep my word as much as I could. I told you I was going to vote for you, and was it the most clean? No. But was I able to keep my word? Yes. And I think that takes a lot of strategicness to be able to keep your word, even when the people you're with don't let you. And I convinced them to let me. It was a fun game. I had super fun with everybody, and that's all I got.
Thank you, Noah. Patrick, you're right. First off, Mom, Dad, will law. Everything I do is for you. I feel like I've said everything I need to say. I've been talking a lot, so I kind of just want to leave you with a few things. I think great big brother players don't have to rely on competition wins. I know I'm not saying that you did, but I'm saying for me to have done it as to have never been, I didn't get nominated until Final 5, and that was just because like we had to put somebody up and I hadn't been up and he wasn't going to put you up. I think that's a testament to how well I played because I never had power. I never had a veto to where I couldn't get backdoored. I was always an option, always there, always prevalent. I was always talking to people, and I don't, like whenever he says that he won the Final 8 taking me, I feel bad, Emily, but I threw the hell out of that competition. Like the last HOH, I threw it so hard. I couldn't have cut Noah. I couldn't. And like I know that's like really last minute for me to bring up, but if you saw me in that comp, whenever they said, I don't know what the second question was, but I got it on the first try. I walked up, tapped her hand, said Josh, because I knew, Maddie, Josh, like I have all this information. I was constantly working, constantly. I have notes in my pad about everything that's happened in this game because I knew that it would benefit me in the long run, but I knew winning that comp wouldn't have benefited me. I knew both of them were taking me. I knew that I had my path to the final set out, and I knew that I didn't have to cut anybody. And I know that's really underhanded for me to do, but I think it's a testament to how well I played socially and how well I set myself up. And if you guys want to reward me for the game that I played, then I appreciate you. If you want to reward him for the game he played, I've straight up told him, whenever I got to the final 3, I knew we were all huge threats. And I knew I was probably the underdog. But I hope that, based on what I've said, you guys have seen how hard I've worked and everything that I've done to get to this point. Thank you.
All right, before I read the votes, I want to thank you all for an amazing day of Big Brother. I was thoroughly impressed. I cannot wait to edit this. I am willing to say this is the strongest final round I've seen, just straight argument-wise and also from a finalist perspective. I'm very willing to say that. I'm very impressed with both of your games. Good luck to you both, even though I know what happens. Before I read the votes also, I want to thank our camera crew. They really helped out a lot. They stay all these long hours just like you do, but with none of the competitive benefit. And I am very thankful to them. And also, yeah, that's it. So when I read the votes, you want to see your name because that is a vote toward your win. There are 9 jurors and you need 5 votes to win the game. I will read the votes.
I forget we get to know who I thought you were.
Yep. Jillian voted for Patrick. Okay. 1 vote Patrick. Cecile voted for Noah. So the 2 absentee voters canceled each other out. Love that. Okay. Emily voted for Patrick. Didi voted for Noah. That's 2 votes Patrick, 2 votes Noah.
I mean, that's so scary.
Yeah.
Laura voted for Noah. That's 3 votes Noah, 2 votes Patrick. Hans voted for Patrick. 3 votes Noah, 3 votes Patrick.
This is a joke.
Naya voted for Patrick.
Babe.
That's 4 votes Patrick,
Hey, you must be the last two.
3 votes Noah. Josh voted for Noah. That's 4 votes Noah, 4 votes Patrick, 1 vote left.
Stop!
James voted for
For letting me do James.
Good job.
the winner of Big Brother 17, Noah. Yes, that is it. That is all I need from you.